let's start then. Thank you all for attending. Great to see some names I haven't seen for a long time. Facially, physically, of course, I haven't seen anybody for a very long time. So, and really looking forward as soon as we are able to meet up in the KBRI again, that and socialize and enjoy Indonesian snacks. That would be really super and feel like normal. There are about 25 participants now, which is quite a good number. And Jeff is our speaker. Jeff has been a member of the society for 3 or 4 years, Jeff?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Remember, yeah.
And Jeff has already been very good at contributing and introducing John Carlyle to us. If you remember, he spoke to us before the pandemic at the KBRI. And Michael Hitchcock is going to moderate the talk. And before I say let's go, can I introduce and say hello to Sophie Jian, who has literally just joined us 2 or 3 days ago. Hello, Sophie. Right, here we go. Jeff, Michael, over to you.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, sorry, I had a bit of technical difficulty, but now I'm in. Yeah, Sophie, and thanks everyone for welcoming me to join the society. The story is, so I'm not from Indonesia. So I was originally from China, but I lived around the world in New York, London. But last few years, I was in Asia for work. And I really fell in love with Indonesia, in particular, the furniture and the food. So I know, I remember once I went to the Indonesia twice in 2 weeks. The immigration stopped me. What are you doing here? So anyway, so I am now moved back to London. I really would love to maintain the tie. So yeah, glad to meet everyone.
Excellent, lovely to hear you. And we have a chef here who you can talk with later. Patty Elliott is the chef. Oh. So, and Sophie is actually looking and hopeful to find an Indonesian carpenter here in the UK. But we'll start with with Jeff now and Michael. Off you go.
Do you want me to talk or?
Yes, or Michael, you're going to moderate. Jeff, you can start talking.
You're still on mute, Michael.
Can Michael hear us?
Shall I start anyway?
Yeah, and do start, yes.
Okay, right. Let me just see if I can sort this out. Right, can you see my presentation?
Yeah, thank you.
Right, well, good afternoon, everybody. And thanks, Mariska and Michael. And also thank you, the Anglo-Indonesian Society, for the opportunity to talk about Basudara. The word there, Toma Maju, is a Moluccan saying, meaning rowing together, moving forward together. So that reflects our effort to improve education in Eastern Indonesia. Now, why is it not moving? One. Technology. It's not moving. Let me stop sharing. Just give me 2 seconds. Try again. So I'm going to try it with this, but this hopefully. Right. Let me bring on slideshow from the current slide. See if it works. Absolutely. Right, let me introduce you to my friend, Abdul Maskur Marasabesi. Can you still see my?
Yeah.
Can you see my screen? Can you see the video
Yes.
or not? No. This is annoying, but let me try again. Can you see the video?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been working so hard to improve my English, but I feel like I hit a plateau. And then I discovered this platform and took 4 conversational classes. The classes are online. All you need is a smartphone or a laptop and the internet connections. The tutors are native speakers who live across the globe. I'm so excited that my tutors are from the UK and the Netherlands. And I really love the way they encourage me to be brave, as I'm afraid of making mistakes when I speak. This program is designed specifically for us, orang Maluku. And besides English, it also provides other languages service. And the most important thing is it's all free.
Right. See if we can go back to the presentation. No. Can you see the presentation? Huh? Okay, so we go back. Can you see it?
Nothing at the moment. It's blank.
Okay, try again. This is slightly frustrating, but can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, right. So Akul, Abdul Maskur Marasabesi. So Akul's a graduate of local university in Maluku, University of Patimura. He's bright, he's very bright, but he's not very rich. So every morning he has to help his parents sell fish in the market. But because he's bright, he's got scholarship, LPDP scholarship. But one thing he hasn't done prior to this is pass his English test. So he hasn't received his required TOEFL and IELTS. So by using this Bahasa Basudara platform, he took 4 classes, finally managed to pass his English test, and now he's organizing his visa in the US to study in the US this coming September. His dream is once he's a marine conservationist, so his dream is he wants to study there in the US, come back to Maluku, work with the local community, and work on marine conservation. So I think that really reflects this education is most powerful weapon you can do to change the world. And if I can move this slide, it's just not working. Sorry, this is very frustrating. I'm not sure what's going on with the slide. It worked yesterday. Okay. Let me just keep it like that then. Okay, so what is Bahasa Basudara? Bahasa Basudara is free. That's the most important thing. Free is online language training for Moluccans using Moluccan diaspora worldwide as tutors. So why do we choose foreign language? Because we think that creates opportunity for scholarship, jobs, and obviously expand your network. And one thing we notice is, people who took this course, you can see their confidence and their minds start open. You can see their perspective of us changing. So, the mission of Bahasa Basudara is to emancipate people, in particular in Eastern Indonesia and Maluku, equal opportunities for everybody. And the vision is to create this educational and social platform. There's again, it's Moluccan saying here, a line bantu line, helping each other. And that's for us, that's a very important aspect of this, which is not only one side helping people in Maluku, but it's literally two ways helping each other. And we've got different values there, for values, which I'll go through in the next few slides. So let's see if I can still do this. Oh, it works. Really, yeah. Magic. Right. So why Maluku? Maluku is the fourth poorest province in Indonesia, and it ranked third bottom on education. It consists of remote islands, so that's part of the issue. You can't get teachers to all of different places. In fact, I think about 2 weeks ago, I was talking to people on an island called Haruku, and they haven't had any English teachers there for 4 years. So as diaspora here in the UK, we noticed that there's a lot of Indonesians studying here in the UK, but very, very little people from Maluku studying here in the UK. And so we asked people around in Ambon what's going on, why aren't there people coming here for studying? And what we found out is there are a lot of opportunities, there's a lot of scholarships available, but a lot of people in Maluku failed on their English course. So they can't get the IELTS 7 or TOEFL above 550 or 600. And when we did further ask what's the problem, the issue is actually conversation. They failed mainly in listening comprehension. And we thought, well, this is a bit silly. We've got 70,000 Moluccans living in Holland. I know their English is not their first language, but it's pretty much just close to the first language in Holland, plus several hundreds in the UK, US, Australia. So we thought, why not connect these two resources? And that's how we created Basudara. So our main value again is educational and education and opportunity for everybody. Because we see this as a gateway to increase confidence, increase motivation, particularly for people in Maluku, and unlock their potential. And we particularly think that because of the common background that most of the tutors are either Moluccans or people who are interested in Maluku. Because of that common background, it's a little bit like learning from your family, learning from your kin. And what we do as well is we highlight people who are successful, Moluccans who are successful. There's quite a lot of successful footballers, musicians, scientists in Holland and in the US. And so those people become role models, inspiration for people in Maluku. And because of the common background, what we're trying to do is create a community. So it's not just learning, but I'll go into that a little bit more in a few minutes. We have no political, financial, or any other agenda. So it's purely, like in Maluku, we call it alignment by helping each other. And because of that, we do need to build trust and mutual respect. What we try to do is make this program, this platform sustainable. So we create systems so that it doesn't depend on just one or two person. And therefore, hopefully this can be long lasting, can be sustainable in the long term. So we do keep talking to the students, tutors, the facilitators. So there's continuous feedback. And also what we always make sure that it is inclusive. So we accept people from all ethnicity, religion, gender, obviously, and all views. We've only started last year, so not a long time ago. And the first class actually started in May, 5th of May 2020. And I'm sure COVID helps in terms of our progress, because all of a sudden learning by Zoom is fairly normal in the last year or so. By December this year, we've got 150 classes. Currently, we have 218 classes. That's classes finished, but 216, but 60 is still running at this stage. Each class will have anything between 8 to 10 people. So we are literally reaching probably, I would say definitely over 1,000, potentially over 1,500 students that we've reached through this program. That's our website, bahasabasudara.org. If you do look at it, please do visit. There's obviously things to join as a tutor and also join as a student. We've got blogs, photos, various webinars, and we also have a YouTube channel, Bahasa Basudara YouTube channel. So a little bit about the classes. The most important thing for us is it's free. And that's why we can reach all level of economy. So we went, now you can see from, I'll show you a bit of videos later on. You can see from the background of people's houses, they're not particularly well off, all the way up to university lecturers who want to study abroad for their masters and PhD. Also because it's online, we are able to reach different places in Maluku. So not only in Ambon Island, but in islands, some of you probably don't know where they are, but Aru, Kay, Tanimbar, Banda, West Seram, East Seram. We have classes in Saparua, in Haruku, in Buru. So we basically, if you look at the map of Maluku, just about everywhere we've got at least students from those areas joining us. As I said before, the main emphasis is on conversational skills. So we are not competing with language schools or universities in Maluku. So what we do is we create a platform for them to practice their conversational skills with fluent or native speakers in overseas. And this obviously creates confidence and motivation. We offer mainly English. Of the 200-something classes, I would say probably 90% are English, but there's also German classes, Dutch classes. And for tutors, we are now, we've got few classes in Bahasa Indonesia, so that's run by the university, local university in Mambon, Universitas Patimura. And as of this last week, we started Wemale language, which is a local language in Maluku. So again, this I'm trying to emphasize this two-way communication, two-way helping each other here. We've got tutors who are fluent in French, Spanish, and Russian, but so far there's not a lot of demand for those classes. Most of the demands actually beginner English. Each class will have 8 to 10 people maximum. Each meeting's got 90 minutes, and most of them once a week for 12 weeks. Why we choose those numbers? Because within 90 minutes, if you got 10 people, each student can speak between 5 and 10 minutes. So again, it's conversational. So we ask them, what are your hobbies? Who's your heroes? What you want to do in life, etc. And then we can also introduce interesting topics like environment and mine. I'm come from a mining background, so resources management and things like that. Each class we have a facilitator, so that's somebody sitting in Maluku, and the function of the facilitator is to set up a class, liaise with the student, help the tutor, and monitor progress of the class. So I mentioned we've got different level of classes. So we started with university students, but by now we've got elementary students, so kids from year 5 to 6. And then we've got SMP student, SMA students, so middle school and high school. Most of our classes are still for university students, but then we also go up to professionals. We've got professional classes who are nurses and professionals working in various industry. And also we've got university lecturers who want to pass their TOEFL and IELTS courses. We also have what we call special topic classes. So somebody from Australia went to business English class for, I think, 8 weeks. There's international, working in international environment, things like that. We've completed 162 classes, I mentioned, and we're still running 56 classes. So each class, let's say, is run for 12 weeks. So once that one class finished, normally another class starts, etc. For every student who completed 75% attendance, we issued certificates. So far, we've Bahasa Basudara itself issued 500 certificates, but our partner organization in Maluku, such as University of Patimura, they issue their own certificate. So we've got cooperation with University of Patimura, Institut Agama Islam Negeri in Ambon, Institut Agama Kristen Negeri in Ambon. UKIM is Universitas Kristen Indonesia Maluku. There's a Polytechnic Negeri in Ambon. Hekaleka is an educational foundation. LEAP's a language school. Walang Belajar is a educational foundation in Maluku. Remaja Masjid. And we also got classes for Moluccan communities in Jakarta and Papua. So what's in it for the tutors? Most of our tutors are second, third, or even fourth generation Moluccans living in Holland, UK, US, etc. So for them, it's a good opportunity to connect back to Maluku, talk to the people there, learn their culture, learn what's life it's like in Maluku. And a lot of them like being tutor because you can see it's a direct contribution. And you can see a real impact of life in Maluku. And as I said, the tutors can learn Indonesian language. I think we've got 2 Indonesian classes and local language, Somali language. So it is a really good way of connecting diaspora back to Maluku. And most of the tutors aren't teachers, so a lot of us gain the skill of teaching. I need to learn how to teach and prepare lessons and things like that. So that's again, something useful for us to gain out of this experience. Currently, we've actually got 154 tutors. Somebody just had last night. All of us are professionals with various educational background. I think about 75% have university degrees, but a lot of them, I think 25% got masters and about 5% got PhD. In terms of location, you can see that graphic there is mainly in Holland, just over half in Holland. But there's quite a lot in the UK as well, and quite a bit in Australia, and probably about 20% in Indonesia. So those are in Indonesia are Moluccans who studied abroad or former teachers. And those are very useful, particularly for beginner English, because in some places they don't have any experience of English whatsoever. So it's useful to have somebody who can speak Bahasa to kickstart that process. As most of the tutors aren't experienced teachers, we created support system for that. And one of the things that we created is a tutor forum, which I'll show you in a minute. But in that tutor forum, you can share lesson plans, you can discuss ideas. There are games that people do. There's examples of conversational topics in there, free books, free ebooks, and free short stories linked to short stories. They're all in that forum. Within our website as well, we've got blogs on grammar, blogs on various aspects of Maluku, book reviews, for instance. I've just written a review on Julius Tahir, one of entrepreneur in Indonesia. And we've also got webinars, which I'll talk to you in a minute or so. but the point here is that we're trying to create active community, and again, I'll give you a bit of that in a few seconds. But let me show you what's the forum like. It works. No, it doesn't work. Okay, hang on. It's,
Basudara.
Can you see this now?
Hi
Can you see the video now?
Well, yeah, on the YouTube. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
everyone, my name is Joannick Vreeswijk and I'm one of the tutors for Bahasa Basudara. I'm from the Netherlands, and last week I gave a presentation for people in the Netherlands about what it means to be a tutor, and I also showed in how you can use the member area of Bahasa Basudara if you are a tutor. So we thought it would be a good idea to show this also to all the other tutors from the other countries, so you can fill in your mail address on the site. And your password. And then you can see that in the menu above, there is a member area. And now we go to forums. And here you have the possibility to share a course material and also to change IDs, lesson plans, advice. It's a really great way to get inspiration from other tutors, and also to submit your own course material. So I think this is a great way to motivate each other and help each other out and inspire each other. So my advice would be make use of the member area of Bahasa Basudara, and then we can help each other and motivate each other. And yeah, that's it actually. So thank you for your attention, and I hope everyone will use it. And good luck with giving the courses.
Right, now, hopefully this, can you, no? Okay. This is a bit frustrating. Apologies for that. Okay, so that's the support system. Now I can't move my sheet. Right. Okay. Right. Let's see if we can come back to there. Works. Okay, so we've got an active social media team behind us, and the nice thing about that is it's consists of professionals in Holland and in the UK, but also we involve people in Maluku. So again, it's good experience for them to start working with professionals, you know, in international setting. But what we do within the social media team, we try to make this learning a bit more fun. So we've got, for instance, weekly quizzes. So that's one of the the guessing game. So you have a mystery object. You've got 20 questions to guess what that mystery object is. We've got a program called Basudara Sabulan. So the idea is that everybody have video themselves for 1 minute every day for 30 days. And you know, first day would be, for instance, why do you learn English? And second day is, you know, how long have you been learning English? What other languages you speak, where do you live, etc., etc. And the beautiful thing about that is you can see how, you know, on day one they're all very reluctant and shy towards day 30, they can't stop speaking. They keep talking for a minute, more than a minute. We've got a program called Basudara Rame Rame. So that's somebody, the moderator will start with a sentence. For instance, that one little girl turned to me and said, "The future of the world is up to you now." And then everybody start, adding paragraphs, and it's slowly developed into a story. On a more serious side, we did a workshop on scientific and academic writing. We did a webinar on various topics. Again, the idea is to get inspirational people to, Moluccans to talk to the people here back in Maluku, trying to get them interested. So we've got, for instance, the first speaker was a professor who grew up in a small village in Maluku, ended up as a professor of satellite in Australia. We had somebody talking about the Moluccans in Holland, their history behind it. We had Rocky Hehataya, who's a world-famous footballer, a woman footballer, who spoke about her challenges and her charity. So, for people like that. We also had one Moluccan woman in the US. She's very successful entrepreneur, tech entrepreneur. So she did a couple of workshops and actually set up a fund with organization called Merpatambon in the US. This year we decided to have literacy as the theme. So we back in January we sent 200 books to the university in Ambon, and that's open for everybody, not just for the university students. Back in April we did the first online spelling bee contest. That was great fun. That was for kids aged 12 to 18, and this girl here, Philandra, is the winner. In June, we will start a summitry of poetry. So the idea there is to highlight young poets from Maluku. We ask them to video it, and we do translation into English and Dutch. In our mind, hopefully we'll start planning for debating forum soon and photography competition as well. I'll show you a couple of more videos, hopefully it works, but these are testimonies of the students. A few things to notice on these videos is one, you can see the background of these students. All of them are rich. And the other thing we might want to notice is how they call me Om Jeff, which is, this is an advantage of having that environment, so they feel connected to you. So it's not like a teacher-student situation, but it's more like Om and uncle and nephews, niece and nephews. So hopefully this works. No, it doesn't work. Right.
Hello everyone, my full name is Miki Rawarin and I come from Tual, Southeast Maluku. Currently, I'm studying at Patimura University, majoring in chemistry.
I want to introduce myself first. My full name is Siti Hasan Saimima. You can call me Sitna. I'm a student from Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Science.
Hello, my name is Renarva. I'm a student of Patimura University.
Hello, my name is Nadira Aurelia. I'm a student of Patimura University of Ambon.
12 weeks ago, when I first joined this class, I was so afraid to make mistake. I don't have much confidence about myself to speak English with everyone. But with this conversation course, it has taught me to don't be shy. So I had gained a lot of confidence when I'm talking with other people. So about this conversation, I feel more confident than before.
I'm always nervous, shy, and afraid when speak English because I'm afraid when make a mistake when speak. But when after join this class, I have confidence when speak English because in this class, Memwelna always make this class very fun and never judge when me and my friend make a mistake.
I want to say thank you to Miss Welna because she always support and advise me. I'm sorry, Miss, if I did some mistake before. I'm glad to know you, Miss. And also I want to say thank you to Miss Fanti because she always correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you, Miss Fanti. Thank you, Miss Welna. Thank you.
I want to thank you to Language Study Center Patimura University to give me and also my friend this opportunity to join this class conversation.
Say thank you to Madam Welna and Miss Fanti because you always support me and correct me, and I'm really enjoy this class. Thank you.
Thank you for Mem Welna and Miss Fanti for your patience in teach to me and my friend until have a confidence when speak English. Maybe just it my opinion about this class. See you.
Now, apologies, I have to do this sort of thing, but I'm not sure why it doesn't work, but let's see if I can do this now. Share screen.
I'm a musician in Ambon. Hello, my name is Pete, and I'm a lecturer at Universitas Patimura.
Hi, I'm Adriel. I'm currently working as hotel industry and church musician. I'm taking an English course in Bahasa Basudara course.
Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Iqbal Trumas. I am 22 right now. I study German language in the Patimura University.
Hi everyone, my name is Elia Wamese. I'm from Ambon. I am a freelancer and a tutor for German class. I am one of the students of English conversation class with Jeff Maleholo.
According to me about this program from Bahasa Basudara, this course makes me confident to use English.
So I attended the course of Bahasa Basudara and it helped me a lot. So I can improve my skills in speaking English, and
I learned a lot from this course. My vocabularies are increased. In this course, we can speak about many topics without feeling nervous or fear, and we can share new knowledge.
For me, our English online course with Bahasa Basudara Unpati is very educational.
I have such interesting and enriching experiences in this class. We've discussed and learned new topics every week, from current issues to some philosophical questions as well.
For my brothers and sisters, keep on speaking even if it is wrong. Yeah, just do it.
my message to you for the young generations of Moluccans, wake up. Now it's your time, improve yourself and catch your dream.
My suggestion for youth, keep the spirit, follow your dreams, and remember never too late to learn English.
And for the young people of Moluccas, the future depends on what we do in the present. Always do something important, even just little thing. Don't wasting our time for something unimportant.
I think this course is good supplement for your English learning journey or any language you're learning, since practicing and immersing yourself in your target language is as important as learning vocabularies. So I encourage all of you to join the courses if you haven't already, and if you already did, use this opportunity as good as possible. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Making mistake is part of learning. Good luck.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Hello everyone. My
Oops. Okay. So see it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's next? We recently, back in, I think, March this year, we formed UK-based community interest company, and the point of doing that is so that we can start fundraising. So we've, for instance, with Suzette Huai, she's a painter. She's done painting, live Instagram painting, and she will put the two of the paintings into lottery, so people buy lotteries to, and the proceeds goes to help us. And the other thing we start doing is selling merchandise, so hats and masks and bags, etc. Why do we want to do that? Because some of the places are very remote, and the students are poor, so they can't afford buying mobile phone or credit for mobile phone. So what we're trying to do, for instance, this is a picture in Basudara. You can see they're younger kids. What we try to do is we buy a set of laptop, projector, screen, speaker, and a modem, and then we can share that. So you got one in a village, and kids can come in not just for Bahasa Basudara, but for other online learning or accessing material information. So that's what we're trying to do. So we're trying to do that in two different villages in Haruku Island and in Iseram. We also obviously still trying to do these various events and competition, like the spelling bee events, etc. I think I mentioned to Mariska earlier, we're in August, we'll probably try to send another set of hopefully 200 books or so to Maluku. Because the library there in Maluku was destroyed in the sectarian violence back in 1999 to 2004. Set up our own classes. Now we've got, through our website, we've got probably over 400 students who contacted us and say, look, we want to be involved, we want to learn. And each one of them, we have to send them to the various universities and say, okay, register to University of Patimura or IAIN Ambon or IAKN, etc. And they're the one who organize it. They can only organize it depending on the amount of facilitators they've got. So that's one limiting factor. So i.e. we can't really, at this stage, we haven't been able to absorb everybody who wants to learn. So if we have more money, then obviously what we try to do is set up, maybe hire somebody on a part-time basis to become facilitator and set up those classes so we can run our own classes. And again, eventually we want to do more transfer of skills, things like entrepreneurship, music management, things like that. So why am I talking a lot about all of this? Because I think this is something that diaspora, Indonesian diaspora anywhere in the world can do it. I know, for instance, there's the Kawanua, people from North Sulawesi, Bonapasogi, people from Batak area, Sumatra. There's the Minang community, there's Nahdlatul Ulama, religious community, Muhammadiyah, etc. I think if you can start creating this sort of communities and having people in Kawanua teaching people in North Sulawesi, etc. By the way, we do have students. If it sounds completely Moluccan centric, it's not, because we do have students in Java from other parts of Indonesia, but each one of them have to go through, have to register through the Moluccan University. So in other words, what we're trying to do is get University of Patimura, IAIN Ambon, IAKN Ambon, their profile get uplifted by doing this. So we do, we accept all students, but they have to go through the Moluccan institutions. So going back, I think you can create this, duplicate this model of diaspora teaching each other through various organizations. And It's really frustrating. Right. I was going to share you the last slide, which is, hang on. Let me close with this slide. Okay. And this slide is photo of all the tutors when we first meet up, which is back in, I think, August 2020. And the point I'm trying to make in here is that we've got tutors from the UK, from Perth, from Melbourne, Sydney, of course, people from Ambon, from Jakarta, but also tutors from Los Angeles, Atlanta, and I think Michigan in this picture. Now imagine the time difference. In other words, some of them have to stay up. I know George out of Los Angeles stay up at 3 o'clock in the morning to attend this meeting. So my point is there's a lot of people who are dedicated and committed, trying to help each other. And this is something that can be used for everybody. So I think I've finished that. And again, apologies for hiccups. I'm not entirely sure why YouTube doesn't quite work in this thing. But anyway, if you have any other questions, I'll stop sharing. Okay, that's it.
Jeff?
Yes? Hi, Michael.
Hello, Jeff. There's something really wrong. I'm going to put my moderating on the chat.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So, right. Do you want me to comment on that, Michael, or?
Yes.
Well, look, I'm a geologist by background, so to be honest, I don't. This is the way we do this is just try to help each other, you know, and in conversational conversations. So, yeah, experimental learning. Certainly
experiential.
Oh, experiential. Sorry,
yes.
Experiential. Yes. No. Yes. I mean, this is again, it's sharing that experience, and to me, particularly useful is people in Maluku, but being remote from the center of. It's very different when you talk to people in Java, when you've got a lot of exposure to businesses, you get a lot of exposure to tourists, whereas people out in the east are a lot more remote, and then therefore you can see that in their confidence. I mean, they're not really confident in talking to foreign people. They're not. So having this sort of platform where you share experience and conversation is, I think, very useful, and particularly for us trying to get the younger kids. I mentioned, for instance, a spelling bee. Now you're probably aware most spelling bees people coming into room, start reading. Trying to do that online is actually quite challenging. It needs a lot of thinking behind it and a lot of organization. And once you've done that, I think we cracked it. But the beautiful thing is that all of a sudden there's, once we finish this, there's parents who start contacting us and say, I want my kids to go in there. I want to, so that's what we're going to do it every 3 months now. And the idea is, so yeah. Not sure much more I can say about that. Programs very well designed and imaginative. I think I mean, and it is limited resources. I mean, to be honest, we haven't done any fundraising. This is all just out of our own pocket, and it's not a lot of money, relatively speaking. What we have is a lot of people who are willing to contribute, professionals particularly, who are willing to contribute and spend a lot of time helping designing this. So we've got, I see Susanne was here. She's a journalist and a writer, and Natalie runs programs and events, etc. So we got professionals who are doing this. Yes, again, I like the fact of you look at all aspects of language ability, not only average IELTS. And again, this is something that we are aware. A lot of these people, we invite the students to volunteer in doing things as well. So, in fact, we've got one of the things, I haven't showed this to you, but we've got somebody, I think she must be 14, 15 years old, living in the UK, daughter of one of our members here. And she's doing, short videos on British English, for instance. And you can see all of this on our YouTube channel, by the way. So British English, we do tongue twisters and things like that. And the girl who's doing that is doing it for her Duke of Edinburgh challenge. So again, this is it help people starting to get involved. Do I have a model for a program when you started? Oops, sorry, there's another question. So the question is, do you have a model for a program when you started or make it up from scratch? Also, are there any aspects which you would say are particular to teaching in Maluku? Okay. I won't show you the slide again, but we actually start thinking about this in November 2019. That's the first time I contacted the website designer, and the website was ready in March 2019. So i.e. this is all pre-COVID. And at that time, we don't know Zoom. Well, Zoom's not very, we're not familiar for Zoom. So the first registration was actually using Skype. We were thinking of doing it using Skype. In other words, yes, we thought about this. So we started from scratch, and the whole idea is we're just connecting people, diaspora, with people in Maluku who need help. Any aspect which are particular? I think the most challenging thing is dealing with problems with internet. That's one of the issues because of remote islands. Not everyone has got good internet connection, particularly when there's big rain. Then it could be very challenging. And that's, again, this is one of the reasons why we're thinking of buying laptops with modems. And the whole idea is that we put up those centers in people's houses up in the mountain where you've got better connection or closer to the tower. We are keen to have Indonesian students in the UK, but not just for income. We have moved beyond that. It's more a case of having balanced student profile and there's recognition. Yes, correct. Indonesia is very important. Okay. Questions from Ati. One, after 12 weeks, is there follow-up intermediate or advanced conversation class? Yes, definitely. So there are, University of Patimura, for instance, they are now running we're finishing their third phase of 12-week classes. So after 12 weeks, normally we take a bit of a break, 2-3 weeks break, and then we start the next 12-week classes. I think EIN, Institute Agama Islam as well. They're on the third, in fact, they're finishing their third phase. How do you screen the tutor? Is there a reference required? And how do you screen student economic background if you come all? Okay. So for the students, there's no screening. The only screening for the student, so it's because it's open and free for everybody. So it could be people who are well off, if you want to, down to people who are not particularly well off. The only screening we have is we have interview process. And that interview process is really just to determine which class they fit in. So whether it's beginner, or slightly more advanced, or intermediate or advanced. So with beginner class, we always put somebody who can speak Indonesian to help them out. And when it's extremely beginner, i.e. young kids, we actually try to put retired teacher to help them out, just to start that process. Whereas obviously people who are trying to get TOEFL or IELTS score, we put with, there's quite a lot of tutors who are either teacher of English as a second language, or somebody like Suzanne who's a journalist. So we try to cater those. How do you screen the tutor? If you look at the registration form, you have to put in your background, your educational background, your work experience. And also what we do is, there's some people from Indonesia who apply as a tutor, and I give them a ring. Now, if somebody from the UK applying for a tutor, then you assume that they can at least speak decent English. If it's somebody from Indonesia, then I normally I'd give them a ring and just have a chat with them and see what they want to do it, etc. Just so I can judge their level of English. But also the other thing that's again is important to point out is that every class has facilitator, and again, this the reason for that is so that we know we don't want the conversation to go offside. So, particularly when you've got young kids, etc. So that's why there's always a facilitator who's sort of in control of the class and make sure that the conversation is nothing wrong with the conversation. Is that topics are not something off. Question from Dorothy. Thank you. How do you recruit volunteer teachers in the UK? We have actually, again, what we try to do is have a team. So there's actually somebody in Holland, you probably see a bit of her talking Joannick. So she's the one who's sort of busy on social media, on TV, so radio program, and also TVs, etc. in Holland, promoting it. But we different people. There's somebody in Australia, Martin Nanere in Australia, who's also been pushing this, talking to various people in Australia. So you just got, so far it's word of mouth, but also we've got people responsible for recruiting. Second question, since you have a local Maluku language, I'm wondering if you have any plan to offer local languages in Indonesia, Balinese. Yes, I mean, again, for this platform, it is sort of Maluku focus. So I don't think we'll offer Balinese, but we like to offer other languages in Maluku. For instance, somebody asking about possibility of Buru language. The challenge, of course, finding the teacher. Because remember, most of people who are learning those languages are diaspora. So they don't necessarily speak good Indonesian. So the teacher have to have some ability to speak English as well. So that's the biggest challenge. Signal strength a problem in Maluku? Yes, it is definitely a big problem, particularly when it's raining. So again, but there are ways around that. One of the things that we do, for instance, One of the course we do is with an organization called Walang Belajar, which is educational group from one of the churches in Ambon. And what they do is they have a Wi-Fi in the church hall, and the students who doesn't have good signal, they just come to the church and tap into the Wi-Fi. So that's a way of doing it. So that's what a similar idea of having laptops in villages so that they can tap into stronger signal. Question from Michael is also long term. Is there an emphasis on collaborative research and co-authorship? Majority of my papers co-author with Chinese, Vietnamese, and Indonesian researchers. This is important for the tourists as universities in the Asia Pacific region want to have an international research profile. Indonesia is going through a process of upgrading its academic staff, and so there is an emphasis on engagement of universities abroad. Yes, there is. Funny you mentioned that. We've been talking to a bunch of lecturers at Patimura University, and they are lecturers in forestry department. And what happened is, I don't know whether you're aware of an animal called couscous, which is like a marsupial living in Maluku. It's mainly Maluku and Papua. Couscous is protected, but also they are hunted by the local people for food. At this stage, they are not endangered, or some species are endangered, but most of them aren't endangered yet. But with the urbanization and opening of forests, these lecturers are very worried about the potential of couscous being endangered. So they've written papers. The papers are all in Indonesian. So we are in the process of helping them out, at least editing those academic papers. And now we're a CIC, Community Interest Company. We can actually sort of publish them through Amazon, etc. So we're in the process of doing that. That's probably a few month process, because to be honest, we're all doing this voluntarily. So finding time to read through scientific papers, particularly when you don't know enough about it, is a bit challenging. Program is admirable, sorry, as I am someone who worked in Eastern Indonesia, aware of imbalances. Is the Indonesian government thinking of putting resources behind this leveling up necessity? We haven't spoken to Indonesian government, to be honest. I mean, this is all sort of voluntary, and again, the idea is just we help each other. If there's any help, I think it'd be useful to help us with sending books to Maluku. I think that's one of the where we find sending books to Indonesia is quite difficult in terms of, and it could be costly as well. Okay. So there's Martin. We'll have to wind up. Yeah. Okay.
I'm afraid I think we do, Jeff.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Very, very much indeed. It was absolutely fascinating to learn about it. I'm just really struck by the amount of progress that you've made in such a short space of time. I mean, really, really impressive. And the testimonials were very, very powerful from your students and the people who followed the program. And obviously, the fact that you can reach such a wide range of students, from real beginners through to people who are needing to develop their language skills for professional purposes and so on. Really, really impressive, and many, many congratulations to you and everybody involved. It's very fascinating to, really fascinating to learn about it. I can see people applauding in the background.
Well, it's a lot of people with hard work behind this. It's,
I'm sure. You return to the theme of people helping each other very, very frequently during your presentation, which absolutely seem to epitomise it. And that must be true of the team of people who are working together to deliver the programs as well. So many congratulations, and thank you also for persevering and overcoming the technical obstacles which were thrown in the way. And Michael, apologies to you that you were not able to join us visually, but thank you very much for your contributions and helping to move that the discussion forward. Many thanks to everyone. Thank you all for tuning in, as it were. Thanks to the Indonesian Embassy for the use of of your Zoom platform again, with your customary generosity. The only thing I want to flag up is our next meeting, which is coming up relatively soon, on the 8th of June at lunchtime, same time, 1 o'clock, and on that occasion we will be having the current British ambassador to Indonesia, Ambassador Owen Jenkins, joining us to talk about the current state of relations between the UK and Indonesia, and what prospects of the future, and to take your questions and have a discussion about that. So that's a meeting definitely to look forward to. I hope you'll all be able to join us again for that, and look forward to seeing you all then. And meanwhile, I hope that you're all able to start taking advantage of some of the greater freedoms which we can begin cautiously to enjoy over the next few weeks. So thank you all very much indeed. Thanks to Mariska for setting it up and introducing it, and Dorothy for your help as well. Many thanks to all.
Thank you, Martin. Everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thanks. Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.